Hey everybody, my name's Kim Seaver. Welcome to my channel. So a couple weeks ago I was working on a woodworking project. I started building some shelves and I was just cutting out the panels for the shelves. And my 16-year-old son said, hey, you should do a YouTube video just for all your woodworking projects. Not that I've done a lot, but anyhow, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Even though I've already been using this YouTube channel for other things, mostly family videos, dancing and whatnot, I thought I'd do some woodworking videos. But I want to give this big caveat. I don't have a lot of woodworking experience. It's been over 30 years since I've taken any woodworking training, and that was in high school. So everything from then has just been really a lot of trial and error. I've watched YouTube videos, so I see some tricks and whatnot that people do. And so if you're gonna watch my woodworking videos, just keep in mind that a lot of the things I'm gonna build are gonna be really crude, really simple. They're gonna take a while to build, although the videos aren't gonna be long, but they take a while to build just because I don't have the equipment. And so I wanted to give you an idea of what my workshop looks like. Told you a little bit about myself, maybe some of the projects I've worked on. So here's my workshop. Part of the problem with living in a small house with a big family is you don't have a lot of space. And so my workshop is in our garage, and it doubles as a storage area. So I'm just going to back up so you can see the entire garage. So every time I come to use my workshop, I have to take a bunch of stuff out. So here on the right is bikes with a tarp over top of it. There's a bed there with a mattress and some toboggans and bike rack and a few other things. A few more bikes. And then there's some stuff. There's some storm windows in the back there. But this is what you see here in this area here is pretty much my workshop. Once I take everything out, then I have a little bit of space to work in. But what you see is pretty much all I have. So I have three main power tools. I have my table saw here, I have a radial arm saw right there, and in the back I have a miter saw. I actually burnt out the motor on my radial arm saw, I think about a year and a half ago. I don't know how to do any motor repair, so I haven't fixed it, but it seems like a waste to get rid of it. I'm sure if I have time I can find someone to fix it or see if there's a way to do it myself. And then I also have just a small corded drill, Black & Decker thing that I use. So that's it. That's pretty much it for my power tools. Everything else is done by hand. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience. My workshop's a little bit messy right now, only because we went through a bunch of renos last year, starting in the summer. I went on a road trip right as the reno started. By the time I got back, they had taken over my garage, and until recently our garage has been filled with storage stuff, and so I haven't really had a chance to get into. Now I'm in a hurry to finish up these bookshelves that I'm making, so I haven't really had a chance to come in here and properly clean up. So you'll see a little bit of mess, but maybe in future videos it'll look a little bit cleaner. Here's a pile of wood. Those two chairs there are still functional. They just happen to be there for storage. But I do have a pile of wood underneath there, scrap wood, but there's some good sized pieces that I can use for different projects. And there's a bunch of scrap wood over there as well. This is one of the first things I built, was this workbench. Had some reclaimed lumber, reclaimed 2x4s, and then the wood pieces that I'm using here are some old fencing, I think, that previous neighbor had that he wanted to get rid of, and he asked me if I want it, so I took it and built this bench. Has a couple shelves in there for paint and whatever else. And then these sawhorses, I don't know how well you can see them, but I built these last week. Like I said, really crude, like a little bit wobbly, so I'm probably gonna have to put braces along the down in the middle here. But they're stackable, which is kind of cool. Here are the wood panels from the shelf I'm going to be building. It's going to be well, I'll be talking about it in a little bit later video, but it's going to be about 7 feet high, about 4 feet wide, and about 2 feet deep. So you'll be able to stack book on both sides. I need that in my house so that I can get rid of some of the other bookshelves we have in there to free up some room. This bench sitting on top of the table there, I built about almost 2 years ago. I needed some extra seating and around our table. So I had this long 2x6 sitting in my, reclaimed 2x6 sitting in my workshop. And I just cut it into 3, got a couple 2x4s, ripped them down the middle, which is one of the reasons why I shorted out my radial arm saw. I was trying to use that to rip up some wood. And anyhow, I ripped up the 2x4s, cut them into legs, some braces, built that. I built I don't know if you can see it way in the back there by that garbage bin. It's a potato bin, it's upside down. Built that out of pallet wood. And I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but down in the far corner by that tree, there's a doghouse. I built that. That's pretty much, I built a bed. I don't have it handy to show you, but maybe one of these in a future video as we're flipping our mattress or something, I can show you the workmanship. Yeah, so that's pretty much the stuff I've done. One of the downsides about my workshop, it has no power. So you probably saw the light that I used. I have to plug that into an extension cord. There's no heat in here either, so when it's super cold, I can't really do any work in here. So I have to run this extension cord, and I plug my work light into it, which is just behind me here. I plug my work light into it, and then I have a splitter so I can plug my saws in. I only plug them in one at a time, and then I use that to also plug my drill in it when I'm drilling stuff together. So yeah, it's really crude workshop, but when I get in here, make some space and try to build some stuff, I find it really satisfying. So it's nice to have this space for myself. And yeah, so regarding the projects I've done, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience. So the stuff I'm building is really just trial and error. The bed that I made was probably the most challenging project I've done to date, because it was the first time I used rabbet joints, and yeah, but it worked out well. I was really pleased with the way it turned out. I don't have a planer, and I was using reclaimed lumber. Oh, look at that! I have another one. Oh, and if I could just find 2. I just have a couple. I'm building a bunk bed in a couple weeks, and I just saw that I have 2 pieces of reclaimed 2x2s that I could probably use as posts, but I just need to find. I'm having trouble finding some 2x2s in the area, and so if I could find some more 2x2s, maybe I can make the posts. I was gonna do 4x4s, but 2x2s might work too. Anyhow, yeah. So this bed is. It was the first time I used rabbet joints, so it was very complicated. It took me about 7 hours to build it, I think, something like that. But it's been almost 2 years since I built it now, and it's been very, very sturdy. Really, has really held up well, better than the metal frame that we had previously. It's quite nice. Anyhow, I'll show it to you in another video. But this bookshelf that we're building, I'm gonna try and do it without any screws, so that's gonna be interesting. I have. So it's going to be 4 feet wide, like I said, and there's going to be 2 support pieces that are both 7 feet tall, and then there are going to be 4 shelves, and then there's going to be the bottom and the top, so there'll be 6 functional shelves, really, but 4 shelves in between the top and the bottom pieces. And I'm going to join the shelves with the support pieces using lap joints. First time I've ever done lap joints, so it's going to be a little bit challenging as well to do that. And then I'm going to try and join them on the end pieces. I was going to just use butt joints and join them with some screws, but I'm thinking maybe I might use dowels. So I picked up some dowels. I'm using 5/8 plywood, and I think I got 3 3/4 dowels. I can't even remember. No, 5/16 dowels. I got 5/16 dowels. So I'm going to give those a shot. So the plan for today, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do another video about the shelves. But yeah, so that's my workshop, and that's me. So if you want to see somebody making stuff very crudely and using very rudimentary techniques, then stay tuned and keep watching my videos. If you have feedback on any of my videos, this one or future videos, let me know. I'd be interested in hearing your feedback. And just don't have your expectations set too high. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.